Right, Shalom. This is your brother Shamar from the Phoenix camp. And with that being said, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders of Great Millstone, and peace and salutations to the brothers that are doing this work in truth and sincerity. And we're going to jump right into the lesson. This is our 1 Timothy 4 and 16. It says, "Take heed unto thyself and unto the doctrine." So there's only one doctrine that's taught, man, and that's the doctrine of Great Millstone, as it was given to the elders and apostles, man. So to stray from that doctrine, or to change or add or take away from that doctrine, is not taking heed. So it's very important that you take heed unto yourself first and foremost, your conduct, your behavior, because the thing about it is that you reflect the truth. If you're a member of Great Millstone, if you're a man that adheres to the doctrine, that believes in the doctrine, that was given the spirit to believe in the doctrine, then you are a representative of the truth, man. You're an ambassador of the truth. So it says, take heed unto thyself. So you are a presentation of that truth, man. And when you come into the truth, you put away the niggerish two-third spick, tomahawk, whatever you want to call it. You put away those fucking thoughts, man. And you take heed unto yourself. Let's get that word heed. It says to have or hold upon, apply to, observe, to give attention to. So give attention to yourself. Give attention to the representation of yourself in all things. You know, that's a growth. That's how you grow, man. By constantly taking heed unto yourself and to the doctrine. Because you're supposed to grow in both those areas. Grow in the doctrine, as far as, attaining knowledge, wisdom, understanding. And grow it in your personal life amongst yourself. Take heed unto thyself. And unto the doctrine continue in them. For in doing this, thou shalt both save thyself and them that hear thee. Because you're going to be a reflection of the truth. And people will be drawn to that, man. For the elect will be drawn to men of integrity. So if you're not a man of integrity, and you're out there preaching this gospel, then you're wasting your time. Because the elect are not going to be drawn to those with no integrity, man. Remember that back again. Take heed unto thyself and to the doctrine. Continue in them. For in doing this, thou shalt both save thyself and them that hear thee. And who's going to hear us? The elect. Those that have been called, those that have been chosen. They're going to hear us. So you have to be a proper representative of this truth. So let's get 2 Corinthians 3 and 6. This is 2 Corinthians 3 and 6, and it says, let me see. Let me start at verse 5. Not that we are sufficient of ourselves to think anything of ourselves, but our sufficiency is of Yahweh. So it says our sufficiency is Yahweh. So that which is required of us will be given to us by the Most High, man. He's going to give you the proper knowledge, wisdom, understanding to represent His truth. It says, who has also made us able ministers. He's going to make you an able minister, a sufficient minister of the New Testament. Not of the letter, but of the Spirit. For the letter killeth, but the Spirit giveth life. But the point of it is that He also made us able ministers of the New Testament, the New Covenant. That's what that word says, a New Covenant. And basically it's this truth, man. Not of the letter, but the Spirit. For the letter killeth, but the Spirit giveth life. Now we know that now we are not under the New Covenant. That New Covenant is going to come in the kingdom when the law is written in inward parts. But we are representatives of that New Testament, man, as taught by Yahweh Shai, as taught by the elders and apostles, as taught by the men of the Lord. So the point of that scripture was He also has made us able ministers. So that's what we are. We are ministers, man. You gotta always hold on to that you are a minister, you are an ambassador of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai in this truth. It says there's a definition for the one minister, one who executes the commands of another, and we do execute the commands of the commands of the Most High, man. The law, statutes, commandments. We execute the decrees given to us by the apostles. We execute. We do the will according to this truth. One who executes the commands of another, especially if a master, a servant, attendant, a minister, the servant of a king, a deacon one who by virtue of the office assigned to him by the church cares for the poor, that charge and distributes the money collected for the use, a waiter, one who serves food and drink. So the point of it is one who executes commands of another, of a master, a servant, attendant, a minister. So we are attendants to this gospel, man. We are attendants to this truth. Let's go back to the scriptures. Who has also made us able ministers of the New Testament. So we are those men that are called to preach this word correctly, and that's the key word right there. The key word is correctly. And in doing that correctly, you gotta do it all. You gotta do that in word and in deed also. You know, you just can't be a nigger or be wicked, but you know 100. You don't, but you memorize 1,000 scriptures. It's not gonna work like that, man. You may memorize 1,000 scriptures, but if you're wicked, you know, if you're still doing dirt, you are not that minister. You are not representing the truth. You are not drawing in the elect by the Spirit. You know, so He is able to make us able ministers, sufficient ministers. You know, we will be thoroughly equipped in deed, mind, body, and spirit to preach this gospel. So we trust in that, man. But the point of the lesson is this: we always have to remember that we are those ambassadors, that we speak the words of the Most High. We don't speak on behalf of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. We speak the words of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. That's the key. You know, these fake pastors, popes, and whatever, they liken themselves to speak in behalf of the Most High, but they don't speak the words of the Most High. So that's a big difference between us and them. Let's get 2 Chronicles 19:6. This is Salat. This is 2 Chronicles 19:6, and it says, and said to the judge, well, I'm going to give verse 5. And he set judges in the land throughout all the fenced cities of Judah, city by city. So there was judges that were set up in the nation of Israel. And let's get that word judge. It says to govern, to vindicate, to punish, to act as a lawgiver or judge or governor, to rule, to govern, to decide controversy, to execute judgment, discriminating, vindicating, condemning, and punishing, a theophanic advent for final judgment, to enter controversy, plead, have controversy together, be judged. So the point of it is to act as a lawgiver or judge or governor of God or man, to rule, govern, judge. So we are acting as lawgivers. We explain the Bible. We teach the Bible. We are those judges, man. They just like they had them in that day, they have them in this day too. The top judges being the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Starting with Elder Tahar, Elder Ramlab, Elder Gabar, Elder Rakal on down. It says, he said judges in the land through all the fenced cities of Judah, city by city, and then every camp has camp leaders, man. You know, has second in commands, you know, third in commands, officers. You know, going down to the newest brother. You know, there's men set up, there's order, and said to the judges, take heed what ye do. See that? So the judges were commanded to take heed what they do. Be responsible for their actions. For ye judge not for man, but for the Lord, who is with you in judgment. So when we speak these words, we don't do it for men's sake, we do it for the Lord's sake, to teach the people, to govern the people, to tell our people, the so-called Black, Latino, Native American, the sons of Israel, this gospel, man. We are set up as overseers, as bishops, as prophets, as teachers of this word, man. And in doing so, you have to take heed to yourself, take heed to what you do, and be an ambassador, man. So I'm going to get this right here, Jeremiah 44:4, because the Lord sent us out to preach the word, to be doers, hearers, and speakers of the word, man. You can't have one without the other. It says Jeremiah 44:4, so howbeit I sent unto you all my servants, the prophets, rising early and sending them, saying, we were sent to the people to prophesy, teach, and govern ourselves correctly as an example to the flock and the name of Yahweh Bashim Shai. It says, howbeit I sent unto you all my servants, the prophets, rising early and sending them, saying, do not this abominable thing that I hate. So we tell the people what the Most High, what they please the Most High, and we tell you not to do it. But they hearken not, nor incline their ear to turn from the wickedness, to burn no incense unto other gods. So we know that they're not going to listen, so we explain to them the judgment and fury of the Lord. That's what it says here. Wherefore my fury and my anger was poured forth, and was kindled to the cities of Judah and streets of Jerusalem, and they are wasted as desolate as to this day. So there's judgment coming for those that don't take heed. I'm going to get 1 Chronicles 28 and 10. This is 1 Chronicles 28 and 10. And it says, take heed now, for the Lord has chosen thee to be the house for the sanctuary, be strong and do it. So we have been called, Most High when we're chosen, to build this spiritual house. We are the lively stones, each member being the stone, the chief cornerstone being Yahweh Shai, to build this house. To build a house, a sanctuary, the temple. You know, that's why the scripture said that we are lively stones. We are all members of the body. We are the church. It says build a house for the sanctuary, be strong and do it. See that, man? Be strong and do it. Be strong and do it, man. Be strong and do it. You know, hey, that's motivating right there, man. That's motivating. Take heed now, for the Lord has chosen thee to build a house for the sanctuary. Be strong and do it. Hey, go out there and do it, man. You know, and that's the example that's given us by the elders, man. They're strong, spiritually strong men. They go out there and do this work without hesitation. Without hesitation, man. Without concern for their own private lives. Without concern for their own things that are going on in their life. They just go do it, man. They just go build. That's a beautiful example. I'm going to get 2 Corinthians 5 and 20. It's 2 Corinthians 5 and 20. And it says, now then, we are ambassadors for Yahweh Shai. As though Yahweh did beseech you by us, we pray you in Christ's stead, be ye reconciled to Yahweh. So we are ambassadors for Yahweh Shai. There's another one in Ephesians that talks about being an ambassador. This is Ephesians 6 and 20. And it says, for which I am an ambassador in bonds, that therein I may speak boldly as I ought to speak. So an ambassador is going to speak boldly. An ambassador is going to do the work. Ambassador is going to be strong and do it. An ambassador is going to take heed unto himself. Let's get that word ambassador. Because we are ambassadors of Yahweh Shai. To be older prior by birth or age, to make an ambassador act as an ambassador. Well, that's not really a good definition. Let me get the Webster's 1828. So if you look at that word ambassador, it takes you to this word, which is basically the same thing, ambassador. It says a minister of the highest rank employed by one prince or state at the court of another to manage the public concerns of his own prince or state. So we manage the affairs of this truth. It says, or representing the power and dignity of the sovereign. See, and representing the power and dignity of a sovereign. And a sovereign is basically a ruler or king. And that's what we do. We represent the power and the dignity of the sovereign of the Most High. And in doing so, you got to take heed to your conduct. Take heed to how you represent yourself on a daily basis. Salat. It says, ambassadors are ordinary when they reside permanently as a foreign. Well, yeah, I got the point. The point is that, man, a minister of the highest rank employed by one prince or state at the court of another to manage the public concerns of their own prince or state, representing the power and dignity of his sovereign. So that's basically the point of an ambassador, and that's what we are. We represent the power and dignity of the Most High, man, to a degree, according to the word. Let me get Deuteronomy 1 and 17. And in doing that, you have to be balanced in everything that you do. Let's go back to the app, the Bible app. This is Deuteronomy 1 and 12. And it says, is that the one I wanted? No, 1 and 17. It says, hold on. So this is, I'll start at verse 13. It says, take you wise men and understanding, and known among your tribes, and I will make them rulers over you. So the Lord set up men, the Lord's heads. See that it says heads. I will make them heads over you. The Lord set up men to be heads. And those men had to be wise men. Those men had to be men of understanding. Those men had to be known among the tribes, or their integrity and their reputation and character was known among the people. And he answered me and said, the thing which thou hast spoken is good for us to do. So I took the chief of your tribes and wise men and made them heads over you, captains over thousands, captains over hundreds, captains over fifties, and captains over tens, and officers among your tribe. And I charged your judges at the time, saying, hear the cause between your brethren, and judge righteously between every man and his brother, and the stranger that is with him. So that's the job that's the point of order, of having heads, having a rank, having men, put in different offices. That's what the body is. There's different parts of the body, man. The parts of the body all have different functions. It says, you should not respect persons in judgment, but you shall hear the small as well as the great. You should not be afraid of the face of man, for judgment is Yahwah's, and if the cause is that is too hard for you, bring it to me, and I will hear it. So there's an order, man. There's an order how everything's go, and that's what ambassador is. We are all ambassadors, but we are all ambassadors in our proper position, in our proper rank, in our proper office. So let me get Malachi 2 and 7. And part of the job of the ambassador that he must be correct in doctrine. He must be correct in understanding. Let's get Malachi 2 and 7. Because we are not only ambassador representative, we are also priest to a degree. It says, for the priest's lips should keep knowledge. So you gotta know. You gotta know the truth. You gotta be well-rounded and well-grounded in the doctrines of this truth. For the priest's lips should keep knowledge, and they should seek the law at his mouth, for he is the messenger of the Lord of hosts. See, we are messengers. So in being messengers, we have to know this word, man. You got to know the book. You got to eat the roll. You got to know the bitter and the sweet. And it's not always going to be convenient for you to be an ambassador, to be a representative, to be a member, to be a soldier in this truth. It's not always going to be convenient for you, man. But that's the calling. That's the calling, though, man. That's the cross to bear. That's the burden. That's what it is. We do this to persuade men, or to call in or the elect, and you got to do that by our own example, first and foremost. Because who's going to listen to a piece of shit? You got to be a proper man to properly present this word. That's why it says, take heed to yourself and to the doctrine. That's what we read in 1 Timothy 4 and 16. So that's what it is. It's a total man thing. It's a total man. What's the word I want to say? It's total man process. Just knowing the scriptures is not good enough. You got to live them too. You gotta be an example also. And that comes with growth, and that comes with experience, and that comes with increasing your ability in this word, and increasing your ability and your experience in dealing with men and dealing with brothers, dealing with yourself first and foremost, man. Well, with that being said, just a real quick lesson. Always remember that we are ambassadors, representatives of this truth. So that's going to basically determine everything that you do. And with that being said, it's a real quick lesson. Most I wouldn't hope was edifying. With that, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash, Kahala Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Let's keep on pushing. Shalom.